In question number 5, it says here are some facts about electricity. Means we are given some formulas, like the formula of the power is the product of the voltage and current. And similarly, we are given with some other formulas. And in A part, they want us to rearrange P is equal to VI to make V as the subject. So let me do A part first, where we just need to make V as the subject. So we have P is equal to VI. Now to make V as the subject, we don't need I here. So let's divide both sides by I. That will cancel I from the right side, and we will get V as the subject, and on the left side we will get P over I. So here you can see that we have made V as the subject. Then in B part, it says write a formula for resistance in terms of voltage and current. So look, there is a resistance in this second formula, and according to this formula, V is equal to IR. And this is very famous formula, which is called Ohm's law, like V is equal to IR. And here, if we want to make R as the subject, means we want to represent resistance in terms of voltage and current. Again, we can divide sides by I. And finally, we will get I and I cancel from the right side. And on the left side, we will get V over I. In C part, they want us to write the formula for energy in terms of voltage, current, and time. Currently, we are given with the formula that is E is equal to V times Q. So if we do C part, it is actually given that E is equal to V times Q, but we have to represent energy in terms of voltage, current, and time. Means we don't need the charge over there. Basically, charge is being represented by Q in its above statement, that charge is basically equivalent to current and time, like product of current and time. So we can replace this Q with I and T. So our formula will become V times IT. Like we have replaced Q with IT, and now you can see that we have written energy in terms of voltage, current, and time. In D part, they want us to write the formula for energy in terms of current, resistance, and charge. Like again, we have to write down the formula of energy, but this time we have to represent energy in terms of current, resistance, and charge. So look that we can replace V with the product of current and resistance, because we know that V is equal to IR, and we can replace V with IR, and we can also write Q here. And look that now this energy, means the formula of the energy, is being represented, or it is being written in terms of current, resistance, and charge. In E part, they want us to write a formula for E in terms of IR. Some substitution here to represent the formula of E, means energy, in terms of current, resistance, and time. So again, we will rewrite the formula, that is V times Q. Now, if I replace V with IR and Q with IT, which is actually given over there, so I can take the product of IR and IT. So if I further solve it here, I and I becomes I square, because there is a product. So according to the product law, we can add the powers and we can write the variables in this form, like in index notation. So I square RT means we can represent energy in terms of current, resistance, and time in this form. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 6, it says a bank sells US dollars for 0.64 pounds plus a commission fee of 6.99 pounds. In A part, they want us to write down the formula for the cost of buying the dollars. Means we have to calculate the total cost of buying the dollars. So it says there is a 0.64 pounds cost for buying each dollar, plus there is a fixed cost, which is a commission fee. So the rate of each dollar is 0.64 pounds. So we can represent the total cost in terms of the rate per dollar and the commission fee. So rate times dollar plus a commission fee. So the rate per dollar is actually 0.64 pounds. So we'll multiply it with D, because D is the number of dollars. So we'll multiply the rate with the number of dollars we are buying, plus we have to pay the commission fee, that is fixed cost, which is 6.99. So this is the formula of buying D dollars. We just need to substitute the value of D and we will get the total cost in terms of pounds. Now in B part, they want us to write a formula for the number of dollars bought given the cost. So write down the formula for the number of dollars means we need to make dollars as a subject given this much cost. So let's rewrite the formula in terms of pounds means we need to make D as the subject. So we just need to first shift 6.99 towards left. The actual formula is C equals to 0.64D plus 6.99. First of all, we can shift 6.99 towards left. So this will become C minus 6.99 equals to 0.64D. We can divide both sides by 0.64 because we just want to cancel 0.64 from the right side. So finally, we will get C minus 6.99 divided by 0.64 equals to D. In C part, how many dollars were bought if the cost was 48.59 pounds? Means we just need to substitute the value of this cost means in terms of pounds to get the number of dollars. So let me do C part here. The formula is D equals to C minus 6.99 over 0.64. We just need to substitute the value C, which is 48.59. So 48.59 take away 6.99 divided by 0.64. So if we further solve it, we get 65. It means $65 were bought with this given cost. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 7, they have given us Heron's formula for the area of the triangle where the sides A, B, C are given. So look, according to this formula, it says A equals to root S into S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. Where S is the semi-perimeter, like S is actually the sum of A, B, and C divided by 2. So we have to just use the formula to find the area of these triangles. This is very easy. I will do A part here, means first part of A part. And we are given with side lengths, means 4, 6, and 8. So first of all, let's calculate A, where we just need to add all three sides, 4 plus 6 plus 8, and we need to divide it by 2. So this becomes 18 over 2 means 9. So here the dimensions are given in centimeters, so it should be 9 centimeter. And now we can just substitute the values of A, B, and C in the formula and S as well to get the area. So area will become root, here S is 9, and again 9 minus A, so A can be taken as 4. Then again S is 9 and B is 6, and again S is 9 and C is 8. So if I further simplify using calculator, I get my answer approximately equals to 11.61. And if we further round off, by the way, if we round off this answer, we get 11.62 because there is 8 after that. So this is the approximate answer and this is the area, and it should be represented with centimeters square because this is the area. So similarly, I would prefer that please do these parts while you're on for your practice. I will do B part now. In B part, they want us to rearrange the formula and make C as the subject. So again, the formula is A equals to root S into S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. So if we want to make C as the subject, first we need to remove the square root. So we will take square on both sides and we will get A squared equals to S into S. Basically here the square root is being cancelled with a square. So we will left with S into S minus A and S minus B and then S minus C. Now to make C as the subject, first of all, we will need to remove all these three products. So let's divide whole right side and left side by S into S minus A times S minus B. So on the left, we will get S into S minus A and S minus B. Basically, we will divide both sides by these products. So on the left side, we will get A square over S into S minus A and S minus B. And on the right side, we will get it cancelled with this denominator and we will left with S minus C. Now to make C as the subject, look, C is a negative number here. So it's suitable or it's good good to just shift negative c towards left and hold this statement towards right. So in its final form, we will get c equals to s minus a square over s into s minus a and s minus b. So this is the final form where c is the subject. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 8, it says the volume of torus donut with inner radius r and outer radius capital R is given by the formula. In A part, they want us to find the volume when r is 10 centimeter, means capital R is 10 centimeter and small r is 4 centimeter. This is very easy to solve. We just need to substitute the values. So volume is equal to pi square r, where basically r is 10, means capital R is 10 plus small r is 4. And then again 10 minus 4 and its square. I'm substituting the values directly. So after further solution, I will get my answer as, I can use the calculator to finalize my solution. Then I will get 1243.6. Like this is the rounded number. Like I rounded off my number, and this is the volume. So this should be represented in centimeter cube. Then in B part, it says if V is equal to 352 pi square millimeter cube and the difference between the inner and outer radius is 8 millimeter, find the inner and outer radius. So according to given statement, we can just replace r minus r, means capital R minus small r, as 8. And we can also substitute the value of V, which is 352 pi square. So let's solve this part. We just need to rewrite the formula, like V is equal to pi square and capital R plus R into capital R minus R square divided by 4. So if I substitute the given values, there is a volume which is 352 pi square is equal to pi square times R plus R and R minus R. Basically R minus R is 8. There is a difference of inner and outer radius, which is 8 millimeter. So I will just replace it with 8 and its square and then divided by 4. Now if I further solve it, basically I can cancel pi square and pi square, and then I can also simplify. We will get 352 equals R plus R into 64 divided by 4. And if I further simplify, I can divide 64 by 4. I will get 4 times 1 is 4 and 4 times 16 is 64. So I can just replace 64 with 16 and then I will get this equation. And further, I can divide both sides by 16 and I will get R plus R equals to 352 divided by 16 is 22. So basically I have divided both sides by 16 over there because I wanted to just make R plus R as the subject. And I already know that the difference of small r and capital R is 8. So I can rewrite. So I can also write that equation that R minus R is equal to 8. And as I have just got that R plus R is 22. So I can also write it here that R plus small r is 22. So now we have got two simultaneous equations and we can easily find the value of each R. So first of all, I can use the elimination method to solve these two simple linear equations. So if I add these two equations, here R plus R will become 2R because both are positive numbers. And here, these are two negative numbers, so these can be cancelled. And on the right side, we can again add, basically we are adding here. Like we are adding equation 1 and equation 2. So on the right side, we will get 30. Now I can divide both sides by 2. So the capital R will be 15 over there. And now it's very easy to get small r. We can use any equation. Like if I use equation number 1, where the difference of these two radii is 8 and capital R is 15, and we just need to solve for small r. So we can again shift negative r towards right because we want to make small r as the subject, and we can shift 8 towards left. So we will get r equals to 15 minus 8, which is 7. So the value of r, the small r, is 7. And by the way, it's very important to mention the unit. So it should be 15 millimeter and this should be 7 mm. So this was all for today's session. You can ask your questions through comments. Thank you.